Well, Gary, frustrated perhaps that we didn't nick it at the end there?
Yeah, very much so. I felt that it was always going to be a tight game. Welling are a good side of the game very well, and you look at the first half of the game, there wasn't much between the two sides at all in any way or form, and it was going to be basically a little bit of nick and tuck all the game, and it was going to be one of them sort of games where with both teams up there wanting to win but frightened to get beat. But I thought the second half, after the lad got sent off there for his second booking, that it would give us that little bit more. We certainly had more of the play and the chances at that time. 2 or 3 great balls in from Craig Dobson. Didn't quite, get on the end of our players, but we created 2 or 3 chances certainly at the end of the game where other days they go in for you, and we had a wonderful chance in the last 3 or 4 minutes which would have wrapped the game up, but not to be. It's fell there, and we've had a shot on goal. And I couldn't believe it never went in, but that's football. We've got to turn around and be positive about the situation. We've played against a Welling team. We've scored 74 goals this season before today, kept a clean sheet at one end, and you've got to look at their form recently. They've been a very strong and a very informed team recently in respect of some of their scores, results, like beating Eastleigh twice recently, going down to Chelmsford and beating Chelmsford away, drawing with Ebbsfleet at home now, coming here today. So they're in a rich vein of form. So as much as we're a little bit frustrated, I think we're pleased that we've got the ball ticking over and we've got 6 to play, 3 here, 3 away, and we've got to now turn around and certainly I believe to look for 4 wins to have a good chance, but certainly I think 5 would get us in there.
And after last week against Eastleigh, where obviously we had a bit of a nightmare start and the defence looked all over the shop, you must be pleased today that at least we kept a clean sheet, although again, to begin with, Welling possibly created 1 or 2 very good opportunities.
Yeah, I think understandably, I'd say they're playing with a lot of confidence. We came off of a bad day at the office, I say, last week, and we all know that, and we probably were a little bit apprehensive to start the game, and they certainly had the better chances and got behind us a couple of times, but some good punches today and some good decision making from Andy Little, and overall we changed the formation a couple of times. We've had a couple of new lads in there today who've settled in there and give their part of the team. I think that we needed freshening up, and we've had an hard week. We've lost 2 very good creative midfield players from the club over the last week, and of course that does hurt. You have to be positive about it, and probably the timing of the second one, at the end of the day, didn't give us much time or enable us to turn around and fetch somebody else. Really, what I'd like to have fetched in, even that's not being disrespectful to the boys who have come here, but if I'd have had a little bit more time. But I wish Jay all the best. He's a good lad. We'll see if he's made the right decision going forward in respect of his career. I don't think so, but good luck to him, and we'll see where we go.
And the 2 lads that you did bring in, well in fact 3 lads that you brought in, was that a question of sort of getting on the phone, ringing around people like Neil Warnock and seeing really what was around?
Being fair, Tomo talked to Mark Birchall, and he was talking to Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock's been absolutely different class. He was aware of the circumstances and the timing of it. And I think he's probably, better equipped and experienced enough to know that them things do go on, but he's probably been in a position like I was on Thursday, in respect of, needing that bit of help, and I'm very grateful to him and QPR, and as well as Bournemouth letting us take Lyle Taylor. And as I say, I wish Jay all the best. He's done very well here. He's a good lad, and as I say, it's going forward for his career, which I understand. A 2-year deal on the table, which is a great bit of security for Jay. Hopefully it works out for him financially in respect of that he's there for 2 years. If he is, that'll work out good for him, and like I say, that's something we'll have to wait and see.
Another tough game coming up on Dorchester against someone you know very well, Ashley Vickers.
Yeah.
Presumably you'll be looking for a few favours from him.
No, we got to do our own job, and Ashley's got to do his job. We know that, and I think as much as you can all be buddies and know people well and talk to them regularly, you've all got jobs to do in a professional manner, and it'll be a tough game here against Dorchester. We know that. But we'll go again, and hopefully, as I say, we can get a good result out of the Dorchester game. We need to get 3 points. There's no doubt about that. Draw won't be enough for us. We need 3 points on Tuesday night. We need the people to get behind us here, and they've got behind us again today. They've been, since we've come to the club, the numbers have been increasing, and the support has been absolutely different class. They've had great bit to cheer about. I know that they know that we're trying hard, and it was a bad day at the office last week for the large numbers, but they got behind the team again, certainly in the second half, and you could see them at the end of the game. They're playing their part down here, and I think that, you know, I was told that before we come to the club, that if you've got a situation here that your team's out in the park putting the effort in, they'll back you. And, you know, I think it's not a case of moaners' corners, it's probably groaners' corner when they see them opportunities in the last 5 minutes go missing.
Oh well, better let you go, Garry, 'cause I know you're in a hurry to get down to your caravan.
That's it, mate, out of the way.
Take
the other
care.
side of my gypsy life. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.